What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. Thank you for joining me on another credit card video. Now, in this one, I wanted to talk to you about a card that I have praised for a very, very long time. I've had my ups, I've had my downs, but ultimately I kept going back to it. It's like that relationship that you kind of know is like inevitable, that you'll end up at that spot because you connect really, really well. Well, it seems as though that connection has kind of run its course, honestly. Um, and that connection was with the American Express Gold Card. Now, I've had, again, plenty of videos to where I've talked about the negative sides of things. And after weighing a bunch of options and also weighing the points that I missed out on, if you haven't checked out those videos, you would have to check those out on my main channel. I don't have them over here, but I can repost them if you want to. That was a while ago, though. It was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, or something. It was a long time. But I wanted to talk about this because I'm really considering, completely just scratching the card and, showing you all the reasons to why it may not be worth it for my setup and why it also may not be worth it overall. So before we get into this, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon, there should be some things that are down below as well. But again, I haven't really gotten everything set up on this channel. I know YouTube has a whole different process on adding links, so it may not even be down there, but definitely go and check out my main channel if you guys are interested. But again, credit cards are a big passion of mine. Like, I love credit cards. I love exactly, what we all decide to do when it comes to the reward structure, how much we can gain from it, whether we can get credits or we can get just cash back or we can get bonuses, right? I'm a big fan of that. If you didn't know, the first time that I had the Amex Gold card, sorry, I'm getting a lot of notifications. The first time I had the Amex Gold card, I was supposed to get a 60,000 point bonus or something like that. And I ended up not getting it. They ended up clawing it back. And it was just a whole issue there. So I didn't end up getting my bonus points. Well, come to find out, I also had, bonus points again, or I had points from the Amex Platinum card where they ended up clawing back those points as well after downgrading to the gold card and saying that I didn't have it for long enough time, even though I've had it for over a year. So there was, some difficulty there, and explaining to the guy I did not like, what I had with the platinum card because I didn't travel enough at that point. And for the gold card specifically, I feel as though Amex has just kind of screwed me over with bonus points and everything that I was supposed to get that was free, and I haven't gotten anything that was free. But yeah, the Amex card, I've been kind of thinking about, Xing it or getting rid of it for the last few months because it doesn't really offer the same benefits that it did offer before. And it just, like, all the benefits that it does have doesn't really line up with how my spending is right now. And that's what I'll tell you guys. If it doesn't line up with your spending, then don't have the card, right? Don't just get it because it has a status and people are like, oh, well, this is the gold card. You got the gold card. You must have some money or something. Don't get it just for the status. Get it for the fact that you can get something back from it, right? There's a ton of other options to where you can, get the same benefits. You just have to use different cards and structure it the right way. Well, anyways, let's just break down, where the Amex card, gold card is and what it all offers. And then we'll explain exactly what doesn't fit for me. So if we look at the Amex Gold card, you can see that you get a 60,000 point membership bonus. Well, every time I've got a bonus, they always clawed it back. They just didn't let me end up keeping it. Even after I used it, they clawed it back and said that I didn't hold the card long enough. And it was just a whole issue to where I didn't even want to make a video on it. I was going to, but I didn't. But they took my points away, so it doesn't make sense for me to even get excited about Amex points, honestly. But to get into the actual structure of the card, the features of the card that people hold on to it, right? You have 4 times membership rewards points at restaurants. That's a big feature. 4 times membership rewards points at supermarkets. 3 times for flights booked directly through Amex Travel. and then one time on everything else. Now, they do also offer a $120 Uber credit where you would be able to basically use it through Uber and Uber Eats and gain some extra. So it's basically a dining credit like they did before, but instead of using Grubhub, you're now using Uber and Uber Eats, and you can get it through the Cheesecake Factory and through wine.com and all of that, right? So, with that being said, like, what do you get extra, right? If you're using this Uber credit, you're using the dining credit, like what do you get extra and what can I use really? Well, what I can use is only the 4 times membership rewards points on supermarkets. We don't like to go out to restaurants too much. And when we do, yes, we use the gold card and we get the benefits from it, but it's very rare that we're planning on doing that. There was an issue, or there was a time in our lives to where we would eat a lot of things out. Maybe we would eat Wendy's or Popeyes, and you would get the 4 times on that, but we don't really eat that much anymore. It used to be maybe like 2 times a week where we would get different things like pizza and all that stuff. But now we really don't do that much, and we are budgeting a lot more. So it doesn't make sense to go for something when you're not going to actually have that spending and pay $250 of an annual fee. The same thing goes for the supermarkets. I feel like supermarkets for us, we are spending a lot more because food cost has gone up. But do we need to pay a $250 annual fee in order to get 4 times back when you could essentially pay maybe a $95 annual fee and get 6%, or just go through the Amex Blue Cash Everyday card, have a $0 fee, and you end up getting, points back there as well. You get a percentage back there as well. So is it worth it, right? Is it worth it to have this card and gain all of these different rewards here if you're not necessarily going to use them? So for me, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to hold the Amex Gold card. It would literally just be a status symbol for me. And I keep weighing my options. I'm like, well, maybe we use it for restaurants. And then I go back to my budget and I'm like, it doesn't really factor into that. I notice that we're spending less and less at restaurants. So that's so much money that's coming off the board, and it's unnecessary spending. And then you have supermarkets, which are standard, but it's up to $25,000 per year, which would be more than what we typically spend, or it's way more than or 25,000 is way more than what we spend, but it's more than the Blue Cash preferred card, which is $6,000. So I keep going back and forth between what should we really use. So if you guys want me to break down that card, the Blue Cash preferred card, I can definitely do that. I think that's what we're kind of moving towards. And I'm not 100% sure if that's really the option or if we're just going to stick with like Discover or Chase. But right now, it's looking like every single day we're questioning whether we should even have the Amex Gold card at all. But that's just my opinion. You let me know if you still get a ton of benefits out of it, if you feel as though it's worth the $250 annual fee at this moment, and maybe it is because of your spending, or maybe not. But I'm starting to think every day that it's not worth it at this point to pay $250 of an annual fee and not end up getting that value back in points right away and credits right away and usable credits. I could tell you the last 2 years, maybe even 3 years, we haven't used all the credits that we needed to use. And that's not good, especially if you're trying to get that annual feedback. But hit that like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.